For years, the idea of an affordable electric car has seemed impossibly far away. But the time for an affordable electric car has come thanks to Tata Motors. Welcome to News 9 Live's first look video of the all-new Tiago EV. Familiarity brings comfort, and that's why Tata Motors has refrained from making too many changes for the all-electric version of the Tiago. When you take a look at the Tiago EV, you will notice that it still has that same friendly face we've seen for the last 6 years. The front end is almost exactly the same as on the petrol Tiago, but keen-eyed observers will notice that it has a nearly fully sealed off grille area. It's finished in this gloss black paint and looks pretty cool, and you've also got this electric blue accent that runs across the width of the face. You've got projector headlights, you've got these fog lights here, and you've got LED DRLs down here. When you come along to the side, you will notice that the stance and the silhouette of the Tiago remains exactly the same as that of the standard car, but you've got EV badging on the flank, and you've got these cool looking dual tone aero focused wheel covers. You've got disc brakes up front, and at the back we've got drum brakes over here. When you come around to the back of the Tiago EV, you will notice that not much has changed here either. You've got the same tail lights as on the petrol Tiago. You've got these Tiago EV badging right here. Of course, there is no tailpipe because this is a zero emissions vehicle. And even though this is an EV and you would imagine that the battery packaging would take up a lot of space, the boot capacity is still rated at 240 litres, which is nearly the same as that of the petrol Tiago. Now let's get inside and see what the Tiago EV has to offer over there. Step inside the Tiago EV, and once again you will notice that not a lot has changed on the inside compared to the standard Tiago. But of course, this is the most expensive version of the Tiago till date. So Tata has tried to liven things up by adding these leatherette seats on the top spec model. Of course, this is the top spec model that you're seated in. So you get a bunch of features. You have a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system. This is not very responsive, and maybe Tata could have tried adding a different infotainment system, but there is quite a bit of equipment on offer. You get powered wing mirrors. You have this leather wrapped chunky steering wheel with a mild flat bottom effect down here. Automatic climate control is standard across the range. You've got a neat set of buttons and switches over here, not too many of them, so everything's pretty clear and concise. Down here you will see the drive mode selector. The Tiago EV gets 2 drive modes, City and Sport, so you can choose them from over here. From the switches on the center console, 2 of them over here that you see are for the regen modes. Now Tiago EV has 4 regen modes. You've got level 0, which gives you no regen at all, and there's level 3, which gives you maximum regen to impact range positively. There's also an 8-speaker audio system. You've got a digital instrument readout, which is exactly the same as on the standard Tiago, but with EV specific elements. Even at the back, the Tiago EV has pretty decent space, even though I'm sure some of you would probably be concerned by the battery packaging possibly intruding into interior space. But space at the back seems sufficient for 2 adults, which is similar to what you get in the standard Tiago. So you will be pretty comfortable inside this electric car. Tata Motors caught everyone by surprise by pricing the Tiago EV's base version at 8.49 lakh rupees as part of its introductory offer. You see, everyone expected the Tiago EV to come in at a little under rupees 10 lakh, but 8.49 lakh is a statement. Now, how Tata Motors got there is also pretty interesting. It analyzed the real-world, real-time usage data of Nexon EV and Tigor EV owners and realized there were 2 different use cases, because of which it has introduced 2 variants of the Tiago EV. There's a medium range version with a 19.2 kWh lithium-ion battery pack, and there's a longer range version which has a 24 kWh battery pack. Now, the claimed range figures for the medium range model are 250 kilometers, and for the long range model, it's 315 kilometers. Tata Motors tells us that the real world range for the medium range model will be somewhere between 150 to 170 kilometers and between 230 to 240 kilometers for the long range model. Power outputs for both versions are also slightly different. The medium range version has a 61 horsepower peak output from its permanent magnet motor, while the longer range version has a 75 horsepower peak output. 0 to 60 claim times are also pretty impressive. Tata says the medium range model will do the run in 6.2 seconds, while the long range model will do it in 5.7 seconds, which means city commutes will be a breeze in the Tiago EV. Now the full price range for the Tiago EV is between 8.49 lakh to 11.8 lakh, which puts it a little bit close to the Tigor EV as well. Here are the full prices of the Tiago EV. As with the battery options for the Tiago EV, you also have 4 different ways to charge the Tiago EV. You can use a 15 amp wall socket, there's a 3.3 kilowatt AC charger, there's a 7.2 kilowatt AC fast charger, and then of course there's DC fast charging. Here's a look at the detailed charge times for the Tiago EV. It is deeply impressive how close the Tiago EV comes to being affordable compared to a standard petrol car. You see, the base Tiago EV costs just rupees 1.1 lakh more than the top spec Tiago petrol automatic. That said, you have to remember that these prices are introductory and may even be revised by the time you watch this video, as it's only applicable for the first 10,000 buyers, 2,000 of which are expected to be existing Nexon and Tigor EV owners. However, the Tiago EV is likely to continue as India's most affordable electric vehicle for some time to come, as no rival car maker has a rival to the Tiago in the offing. Let us know what you think of the Tiago EV, what do you think of its pricing, if you would consider going for the lower range model considering its lower price tag but also lower range, and let us know what you think of this video. And remember to subscribe to News 9 Live for all the updates.